Oh, hello, great readers. I'm Belchan.
I'm Nimakong.
I'm Van Chan.
In this class, I'll read to all of you. Chap. 28 Sec. 5 of Jane Eyre, an Autobiography.
As.
Al.
Jane Eyre, an Autobiography. Charlotte Brontë. Chap. 28 Sec. 5. The light was yet there, shining dim but constant through the rain. I tried to walk again. I dragged my exhausted limbs slowly towards it. It led me aslant over the hill, through a wide bog, which would have been impassable in winter, and was splashy and shaking even now, in the height of summer. Here I fell twice. As if I rose and rallied my faculties. This light was my forlorn hope. I must gain it. Having crossed the marsh, I saw a trace of white over the moor. I approached it. It was a road or a tract. It led straight up to the light, which now beamed from a sort of knoll, amidst a clump of tree spurs. Apparently, gloom. My star vanished as I drew near. Some obstacle had intervened between me and it. I put out my hand to feel the dark mass before me. I discriminated the rough stones of a low wall above it, something like palisades, and within, a high and prickly hedge. I groped on. A whitish object gleamed before me. It was a gatey wicket. It moved on its hinges as I touched it. On each side stood a sable bush highly o'er you. Entering the gate and passing the shrubs, the silhouette of a house rose to view. Black, low, and rather long, but the guiding light shone nowhere. All was obscurity. Were the inmates retired to rest? I feared it must be so. In seeking the door, I turned an angle. There shot out the friendly gleam again, from the lozenged panes of a very small latticed window, within a foot of the ground, made still smaller by the growth of ivy or some other creeping plant. That the aperture was so screened and narrow that curtain or shutter had been deemed unnecessary, and when I stooped down and put aside the spray of foliage shooting over it, I could see all within. I could see clearly a room with a sanded floor, clean scoured, a dresser of walnut, with pewter plates ranged in rows, reflecting the redness and radiance of a glowing peat fire. I could see a clock, a white table, sun chairs, the candle, whose ray had my beacon, burnt on the table, and by its light an elderly woman, somewhat rough-looking, but scrupulously clean, like all about her, was knitting a stocking. I noticed these objects cursorily online, and there was nothing extraordinary. A group of more interest appeared near the hearth, sitting still amidst the rosy peace and warmth suffusing it. Tian, graceful woman ladies in every poinset, one in a low rocking chair, the other on a lower stool. Both wore deep mourning of crepe and bombazine, which sombre garb singularly set off very fair necks and faces. The lap of the other was cushioned a black cat. A strange place was this humble kitchen for such occupants. Who were they? They could not be the daughters of the elderly person at the table, for she looked like a rustic, and they were all delicacy and cultivation. I had no wish to see such faces as theirs. And yet, as I gazed on them, I seemed intimate with every lineament. I cannot call them handsome, a they were too pale and grave for the word. As they each bent over a book, they looked thoughtful almost to severity. The stand between them supported a second Kindle and 2 great volumes, to which they frequently referred, comparing them, seemingly, with the smaller books they held in their hands, like people consulting a dictionary to aid them in the task of translation. Firelit apartment the picture. So hushed was it. I could hear the cinders fall from the grate, the clock tick in its obscure corner, and I even fancied I could distinguish the click-click of the woman's knitting needles. When, therefore, a voice broke the strange stillness at last. It was audible enough to me. Listen. Diana, one of the absorbed students. Friends and old Daniel are together in the night time. A low voice shouted something, of which not one word was intelligible to me, for it was in an unknown tongue, neither French nor Latin. Whether it were Greek or German I could not tell. That is strong, she said. When she had finished, I relish it. The other girl, who had lifted her head to listen to her sister, repeated, while she gazed at the fire, a line of what had been read. At a later day, I knew the language and the book. Therefore, I will here quote the line. When I first heard it, it was only like a stroke on sounding brass to me conveying a meaning. Daar tra her Vereiner. En Susan would I stern and act. It, she exclaimed, while her dark and deep eyes sparkled. The dim and mighty archangel fitly set before you. The line is worth 100 pages of fustian. Both were again silent. Is there any country where they talk that way? Asked the old woman, looking up from her knitting. Is. And I for a larger country than England. Well, for sure case, I know how they can understand tea one to other. And if either of you went there, you could tell what they said. We could probably tell something of what they said, but not all, for we are not as clever as you think us. Anna, we don't speak German. To be continued.